So when we're talking about the fall and winter, one of the best performing brands for the colder weather is undoubtedly Xerjoff. Xerjoff creations, for the most part, are incredibly long lasting, very well constructed, and in today's episode, I'm going to be going over my favorite Xerjoff fragrances for the fall and winter, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's video and I tell you about these 10 Xerjoff fragrances that do incredibly well in the colder months of the year, fall and winter specifically, I do want to start things off by saying that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. Now, Xerjoff is no slouch when it comes to woodsy, spicy, green, boozy, sweet, gourmand fragrances. They have so much to offer. And of course, there are a lot of smaller sister brands under the Xerjoff umbrella. So you have Chemi Blending Magic, you have Casa Moratti, you have Sospiro, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I've included a little bit of everything, and I think I currently have 24 or 25 Xerjoff fragrances, so narrowing it down to 10 was very, very difficult. And as an honorable mention, I do want to mention Italica. Italica is one of the most beautiful gourmand fragrances you can ever try. Unfortunately, I still don't own a bottle of it. I've been telling myself to buy it. I haven't gotten around to purchasing it yet, but I know I will be buying it very soon because now is the right time to do so, and it's a beautiful gourmand. Let's start things off with a 2012 release. This is called More Than Words. Now, this one was composed by Chris Maurice, who is pretty much the in-house perfumer. He does almost everything for the brand. Not everything though, but most of the stuff that the brand has put out was composed by him. This is an oud, floral, fruity, and ambery kind of a fragrance. Super strong. It does get compared to Rose d'Arabie by Armani Privé, and I've tried that one. And yes, they do actually smell quite similar, but I love the lasting power of this fragrance. One of the longest lasting fragrances in my entire collection. Just the rose, it kind of has like this patchouli-like vibe to it as well. It's sweet, it's fruity, it's very oudy. I love More Than Words. And of course, we have another spicy cinnamon fragrance with amber and magnolia. This one by Sospiro is called Overture. Now, if you're a fan of spicy, slightly sweet floral fragrances, definitely check out Overture. I think it's really special. Here we have one of the brand's best. This one, of course, is Erba Pura. Now, with Erba Pura, you have this fruity sort of melon, guava, passion fruit. Who knows what kind of fruity notes are in here? But it smells like tropical fruits. It's a little grassy, it's a little earthy. One of the most iconic and one of the most cloned smells out there. A lot of brands seem to have their own version of this fragrance. Kirke by Tiziana Terenzi is another one. Jardin Exclusive by Mancera. Dahab by Kajal. All of those fragrances took inspiration from Erba Pura in one way or another. And this is a beautiful composition. So happy that I acquired it towards the, I want to say the tail end of last year. Here we have a fragrance that is a coffee-based release. This one from the Coffee Break collection is called Golden Mocha. Now, this fragrance has blood orange, mandarin, lemon, coffee absolute, rose, incense, Cambodian oud, amber, and then you have labdanum and a green accord in the base. This fragrance with the citrus and the coffee and that green earthy touch in the dry down, it is so warm and relaxing, but it also has like this aromatic, slightly spicy and herbal personality that is so mysterious and so hard to describe. Of course, this next one could have easily been number one, but these are not really in any particular order except for the number one release, which is one of their more recent fragrances and one that I've been loving lately. I've been going crazy over it. Anyway, the next one is Naxos, that sort of honey tobacco vibe. You know how sweet and sultry and amazing it is for this time of the year. It really doesn't need a more thorough explanation than that. There have been tons of reviews. I'm sure you've seen them all. And then we have Lida. Lida is a fragrance that goes way back. I remember trying this one 8 or 9 years ago, maybe even longer than that. I don't quite remember exactly when it came out, but this one is a caramel based fragrance. It also has rose, cinnamon, licorice blossom, vanilla, musk, a bunch of citrus ingredients, and also lavender. But the caramel really sits at the heart. This citrusy caramel kind of a fragrance that is to die for. One of the best caramel fragrances on the market, if not the best one. And I know there are a lot in my personal collection, and I'm eyeing some of them off to the side there, but in terms of a caramel fragrance, Lida is one of the best. And speaking of gourmand fragrances, because Xerjoff certainly has a bunch, there's also Symphonium. Symphonium is on the expensive side of things, so I totally understand if a lot of people haven't had the opportunity to sample it or even own it, but this one has the cardamom, the chocolate, and the orange. Those are the star players of this fragrance, and that Belgian chocolate ingredient that is in here is so mouth-watering. Definitely one of the best gourmand fragrances you can try. If you are a fan of chocolate, there's plenty of great chocolate fragrances on the market, but few do it better than Symphonium. And then of course, we also have this duo here, Alexandria 2 and Alexandria 3. Of course, there's also Alexandria Orientale and Alexandria Imperiale. I don't own those, but in terms of the Alexandrias, you have the rose, you have the palisander rosewood, you have a little bit of a lavender vibe in here as well, you have agarwood. And what I noticed to be the difference with Alexandria 3 is you have that darker oudy base. So you have the Laotian oud, you have the Cambodian oud, if I'm remembering correctly. It definitely takes things in a darker direction. So if I want to focus more on the sweetness, the lavender, the rosewood, I wear Alexandria 2. If I want to focus more on that rich, exotic, mysterious, Middle Eastern inspired base, I'm gonna go with Alexandria 3. And with that said, there is one fragrance that I've been loving so much recently. This fragrance is dark, it's rich, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's boozy, it's earthy, it's ambery. It has this almost caramel-like dry down that is irresistible, but that boozy rum that is in here joined with the cinnamon makes this to die for. I've mentioned this in a few videos already, and I've also done an independent review on it. This one is Tony Iommi Monkey Special. The brand released an absolute stunner, an absolute hit with this fragrance, and I cannot emphasize that enough. This is one of the best collaborations the brand has done. And of course, when it comes to collaborations, there's MB Augusta, there's Torino 21, now we have Torino 22. There have been a bunch of collaborations. In terms of more recent collaborations, and definitely ones that are geared towards the colder weather, nothing tops Tony Iommi Monkey Special. Please try it, please sample it. All of the information is going to be down below if you're interested in getting a sample of this fragrance. There you have it, 10 amazing cold weather fragrances from the brand Xerjoff, with some of the sister brands within it like Caso Morati, Sospiro, so on and so forth. If you own or have tried any of these fragrances, let me know your thoughts. What is your favorite from all of the ones that I mentioned, or are there any that I haven't mentioned, excluding Italica, right, that you really enjoy wearing? So tempted to throw Mamluk into this list. So tempted to throw so many other fragrances that I own into this list, but I decided to narrow it down to these 10. Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, hit the bell, give it a thumbs up. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.